What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick. I've always been a Hunter main. Cacus here, and today, holy shiznit, do we have an unbelievably juiced build today. Guys, can you believe I've seen people on Twitter, Twitter is full of bad takes, but saying that Hunters are the most underpowered of the Void 3.0 subclasses, that they need a buff? Boy, that is the furthest thing from the truth. This build is so good, I am literally considering running it in the day one raid. In fact, it's so good that Bungie said they have their eye on it. We'll talk about that in a sec, but firstly, let's go over the build. But just before we do, guys, you probably heard me talking about this advanced GG energy drink, and you're probably wondering, what the heck is it? Well, they just introduced a starter pack. It comes with a shaker and 4 different flavors, and guys, it is 50% off right now. It's only $10, and if you use code KHD, it's another 10% off on top of that, and they've got a Cacus HD limited sticker. Look at this, celebrating the iconic intro, baby. Only 500 of those. Definitely click the link in the description. Try it out. It's really awesome. Now, moving on to the build, guys. Obviously, we're using Void 3.0. It's absolutely busted. We are using Mobius Quiver to start because it just outputs a ton of DPS. Then we have Vortex Grenade because it's juiced to the gills, and in terms of our aspects, firstly we do have Vanishing Step, gain invisibility when you dodge, great degree of survivability, and 2 fragment slots is kind of bananas. Then we've also got Stylish Executioner. This build is built around this Void aspect, so defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. After performing a Stylish Execution, your next melee attack while invisible weakens targets. So, moving on to the fragments. Firstly, we have Echo of Persistence, increases the duration of your invisibility, fantastic. Then we've got Echo of Undermining, your grenades cause a weaken effect, so your grenade kills can trigger Stylish Executioner. And we've also got Echo of Remnants, which is going to increase the duration of your vortex, so you're sucking people from across the map, just sucking, and it's lasting even longer. How do you not get kills, and how do you not become invisible? Then lastly, we've got Echo of Leeching, which is going to trigger health regeneration when you get melee kills for you and your allies, so a great degree of survivability. Now, in terms of the weaponry, guys, this is built around really one main weapon, and that's the Glaive. Glaives are the new hotness added to Destiny 2, and I've heard a lot of people say that they were kind of underpowered. In fact, myself, I really ignored the Glaive until I got to my Hunter, and I haven't taken it off since. Like, mine's not even leveled up fully. I basically went from level 1 to 8 just using this build, and I plan on maxing this thing out because holy crap, here is the synergy. We're going to use the Glaive, and then we're going to use Suppressing Glaive. This artifact mod says damaging combatants with your Glaive suppresses them, preventing them from using abilities for a short time. Now that means, combined with Stylish Executioner, every single Glaive kill makes you invisible. Let me repeat that. Every single time you go and get a kill with a Glaive, you become invisible for 11 seconds. You're never not invisible. Like, you have 100% invisibility uptime if you need it. Oh, does something go wrong? You didn't kill that one red bar? Guess what? Just dodge. And then you're invisible for another 11 seconds. Like, it is actually nuts. But if that somehow wasn't enough, it's just the start of what this build is capable of, because our other main weapon here is the Tractor Cannon Heavy Shotgun. Its intrinsic trait says this weapon emits a powerful impulse that pushes enemies away, suppresses their abilities, and makes them more vulnerable to incoming damage. Bungie hasn't gone back and changed this description, but basically what this does is applies a suppression effect and a weaken effect. So if you thought getting a Glaive kill and immediately going invisible was amazing, guys, it also works with the Tractor Cannon. As you can see, get a Tractor Cannon kill, instantly go invisible with Stylish Executioner. What the heck? And the weaken effect this applies is 30% extra damage, way more than your grenades. Now screw your primary, it literally doesn't matter, I never even use it with this build, but moving on to the mods, firstly, another amazing artifact one is Energy Vampirism. Gain energy for your least recharged ability when you suppress a target. We are literally suppressing every target on our screen. So you are getting so much ability energy. That's why, we have that weaken effect for grenades. Yeah, minus 20 discipline doesn't even matter. You get your grenades back all the time with this mod. By the way, if you're wondering how I have so many mods on one cloak, it's because it's Artifice Armor from the Master Grasp of Avarice dungeon, so keep that in mind. But moving on from there, the Glaive and the Tractor Cannon are both void, so let's just use elemental armaments to produce void elemental wells when we're getting kills with them. And by the way, here's the exotic armor. I'm using the Frosties. This is just going to make it so that running will increase your ability energy, and I want my dodges for that invisibility, I want my grenades, I want my melee, so this is just a great overall exotic. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. This build is so juiced, you can switch around a bunch of the different mods, required exotics, etc. The main things are that suppression synergy, as well as we are leaning a little bit into those elemental mods because they're so free to make. So we've also got Font of Might here, guys, and this is going to make picking up those void elemental mods give 25% damage bonus to your Tractor Cannon and your Glaive. And for a little bit of extra survivability, we can slot on a Well of Tenacity, which gives you 50% damage resistance for 5 seconds after picking up those Void Wells. Oh, and let's just slot on an Elemental Ordnance because, like I said, you're yeeting your grenade all the time, and those are also going to make those Void Wells. So the combination of all these things, and you've been seeing in the background gameplay, it's just insane. I've never had any sort of build that had invisibility uptime like this. Like I said before, it seems like it's 100%. Killing a red bar with a glaive is no problem, and if there are more powerful enemies, you just yeet them with the tractor cannon and then switch to your glaive and you absolutely melt them in no time. Your grenades also grant invisibility. Heck, your super also weakens enemies, so it gives you invisibility. Basically, every single thing you do gives you invisibility. And it just means that combined with True Sight, you roam around the battlefield just picking off enemies one by one before you eventually get to the big target. If that target is a Lucent Hive, for example, suppression cancels them out of their super, right? So, oh no, it's a Lucent Brood Witch and she's casting electricity. Oh no, she's already out of her super and basically has the blind effect, and I just go up and smack her a few times with the glaive. She's dead. Like, it's insane. In fact, it's so insane that Bungie themselves is monitoring this for the day one raid race. As you can see here, Joe Blackburn, huge developer at Bungie, is saying we're monitoring a few things, and then specifically says suppressive glaive is one of the problematic things they're looking at. Obviously, it's this build, right? So use this while you can. I can't imagine Bungie didn't see this synergy when they made Suppressive Glaive combined with Stylish Execution. They might just have to make Stylish Execution only apply for weaken effects instead of suppression effects. But again, it's so good that Bungie is thinking of like disabling it for the day one raid race. So if they don't, definitely consider using this for that. And again, for other activities, it just makes whatever activity you're doing pretty darn free. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.